All right. Welcome.
Welcome to White Boys Talk Hoops. I'm Ian.
I'm Kory.
We're just talking hoops. So last week, the original plan was to go through the entire league and talk.
That didn't go as planned. Not at all.
Unfortunately, we didn't want. We sort of just can't stop talking when it comes to this. So we had to cut it at the Western Conference.
Yeah, we didn't want no 2 hour, 2.5 hour episode.
Yeah.
So this week we're just gonna bring in and talk about the Eastern Conference. We
So
can
you want
take
to
our
catch
time a
up?
little bit more since we don't have to like try and do both conferences. We can just do the Eastern Conference today.
I don't know. We were taking our time last week, and it was still an hour and 15 minutes. So let's
Yeah,
keep that in mind. No, but if you missed part one of us going over the West, go watch that, like, subscribe, then come back and watch this one.
definitely. Yeah. Um, you want to just hop right into it and start talking about the teams?
Yeah, I'm assuming you have the standings.
I'm bringing the standings up right now. I don't want to go in the order of the standings because I want to try and do like a little side thing and have you guess where each team is in the standings. So
That's
I'm just gonna pick random teams throughout these, no specific order. Hmm?
that's that's essentially what we did last week, but instead it was just who's the 1 seed, who's the 5 seed. Like,
Yeah, but this time, why is? Oh, okay, there we go. Yeah, I'm not going any specific order. Last week we went top team, bottom team, top team, bottom team. But let's start this week with. Let's start with your team. We can talk about the Celtics first.
Celtics are the 5 seed.
Celtics are the 5 seed. They are 8-2 in their last 10. They're definitely on the rise. Do you want to
Run,
talk about what's going on?
dude. Since like I want to say that like slightly before the Derek White trade, this team has been on fire. We went from one of the worst defensive teams in the league to having the best defensive rating.
Yeah. I was looking in the stats and I noticed that they are number 2 in defensive rating in the league right now.
So
Um,
much. The last time I checked, they were number one.
well, when I checked like an hour ago, it said number 2, but I was very confused because it also said in their opponent field goal percentage that they are allowing like the best percentage against them. You know what I'm saying?
Like teams are
Like
shooting well.
we yeah, we are not like the most knowledgeable when it comes to advanced stats, but that's kind of confusing to me. I don't really understand that.
I couldn't tell you.
I just thought that
We
was an interesting thing and I wrote it down.
so this team is on fire, 100% on fire. And then they added Derek White, who has been nothing but great for us, at least on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh yeah. Derek White has just filled in his role perfectly. Jason Tatum's having a year similar to last year and he's just doing really well.
Hot take: Jason Tatum will be an MVP within the next 3 years.
That is a hot take.
Not including this year. So like, because this year's MVP is between two centers and a power forward.
Yeah.
I'm talking
Um
like 2022, 2023, or 2024.
Jason Tatum, he is definitely playing like he's a future MVP. Like and it's a meme. It is a meme, but he's still only 20, like 23, right?
22, 22 or 23. He's young.
That meme's never gonna die. Um,
Only 19.
Another thing I saw in the Celtics is that Time Lord's shooting like 73% from the field. He's on track to finish as the third highest field goal percentage of all time. And I thought like,
People wanted to trade him. People wanted him and Jalen Brown traded for Anthony Davis.
yeah, they wanted to trade Time Lord instead of Ennis Cantor, and Ennis Cantor got traded, and now he's not even on a team.
Who's Ennis Canner? His name's Ennis Freedom.
Ennis Freedom, my apologies. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to the Freedom family.
No, it's not a family. It's him.
Oh, it's just him?
He's the only one that changed his name.
Oh,
His last
really? Wow.
The rest of them are in Turkey, and if he talks about Turkey, he could get like arrested. So
Hmm.
there's something like that. I don't know the specifics. Don't quote me.
Wow. Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah, but anyway,
Um,
back to the Celtics.
back to this. Where do you see the ceiling? And not from a standpoint or a fan standpoint, but where do you think this team's ceiling
realistically,
is with the Jays?
with the Jays,
Yeah, with the
okay,
Jays, how far do you think they can get?
I think if given the right pieces around them, the Jays can be a championship duo. Tatum's 23, Brown's like 24, 25.
Yeah, I think he's a year older.
Neither of them have even hit their prime yet.
No.
And Tatum's already a multiple-time All-Star.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. They definitely can be a championship contender team
If they get the right pieces.
if they get the right pieces.
Derek White was
They
a start.
Yeah, Derek White was a really good start. They need to find a definitive answer for that point guard position.
I don't think it should be Marcus Smart.
It shouldn't be Marcus Smart. I like Derek White kind of being like a spark plug off the bench for them, honestly, like a 6-man type role.
See, I would rather Derek White start and Marcus Smart come off the bench and lead that second unit.
I wouldn't hate that either. They could flip flop either way. It still works. But they really need just a definitive answer at point guard. I used to think that like they could use a center more than a point guard, but after seeing what Time Lord's actually doing this season, they definitely need to address point guard more.
You know who I really want as their point guard?
Hmm.
Ricky Rubio.
Ricky Rubio. That would be a great fit.
Doesn't have to score. They make and set the Jays up for success.
Yeah, he would be a really good fit. All right.
Give me
I think we
another one.
could-
Give me another one. Let's keep this rolling.
All right.
I guess
Celtics. Knicks. Where are the Knicks at?
12.
12th. Good guess. They are the 12th.
I looked at these standings yesterday to prepare.
Wow. So, do you have anything you have to say about the Knicks?
Last season was a fluke.
It was a fluke. Like, hold on, I'm trying to get to where my notes are. I have on the Knicks.
Last season was 100% a fluke. Julius Randle, and I was saying this last year. We didn't have a podcast last year, but I was saying this last year that Julius Randle was overrated.
Yeah, I do remember you saying that. I don't really know what happened to this Knicks team because I don't think the roster really changed all that much from last year. It really was just a fluky season, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
They traded for Cam Reddish, and since they traded for Cam Reddish, he has just like forgotten how to play basketball.
I have not. Granted, I'm not going out of my way to watch Knicks games. Like I'll watch if it's on, but I don't like the Knicks. I'm a Celtics fan.
Yeah, he has since he's gotten traded to the Knicks. Cam Reddish has 6 points on 40% from the field and 25% from three. I don't really know what happened, and Alec Burks is also just not a point guard. They need to fix that point guard.
Not anymore. Derrick Rose is hurt. Kemba's sitting out the rest of the year. Right now, Lakina, he's not even on the team.
He's on the Mavericks.
Exactly. Like they don't have a point guard. They don't have their best player is RJ Barrett.
I like RJ Barrett. I'm a big RJ Barrett guy. I think he's going to be really special.
They just need to get Zion and let the team run.
Dude, if they get Zion, that would be like it may not be basketball, but it's like my reaction when I saw Russell Wilson going to the Broncos today. It would be just so like we all knew it was going to happen eventually, that they were going to do something.
I didn't see Russell Wilson, but
I'm meaning they were as in the Broncos. We all knew that they were going to go after one of the two QBs, Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson. But like, it's just like we know the Knicks want Zion. If that happens, that'll just still blow up, even though we've known about it for so long.
Coach K is retiring, right?
Yeah.
Imagine a Knicks trade for Zion. They fire Thibodeau and hire Coach K.
Dude, that would be wild to see Tibbs get fired.
Blue Devils.
That would be like, see, I don't know how that would work. That would be really interesting. I would be okay with seeing that happen.
I would not be surprised at all if Thibodeau got fired after this year.
Yeah, this is a really bad season. The only two bright spots you can really see are RJ Barrett. And I also saw that Mitchell Robinson is actually on pace to break his own field goal percentage record.
And Obi Toppin won the dunk contest. The worst dunk contest, but he won it.
Take a guess as to what Mitchell Robinson's field goal percentage is.
83%.
77.
Yeah.
He's still on pace to break his own record from that he set last year, though.
When you only shoot 4 shots a game.
I know, it's just I don't watch Knicks games, but like I just know what he's doing. Like they're just all putbacks. They have to be.
Yeah.
But it's still pretty wild to see someone shooting 77% from the field.
Hey, Brody can catch. Brody catches Julius Randle's air balls and taps them in. So.
All right, we can move on from the Knicks. Do you have a team you want to talk about?
Keep hitting me. I'm loving this guessing the rankings thing.
All right, you are 2 for 2 on the rankings. I'm keeping track. Or 2 for 2 on the guessing of the seedings. Let's go with the Atlanta Hawks next.
The 9 seed.
No, they are the 10 seed.
Oh, I was close.
They are 31 and 33. The Hawks are, I don't know. They're in a really weird spot. They're in such a really weird spot because they made the conference finals last year. So like you would want them to be better than they're doing, but they're still they still have such a young core and they're building together. They're such a confusing team for me to grade personally, for me to rank.
Yeah. The Hawks are weird, dude. I think nobody benefited in last year's playoffs. Nobody benefited more from their first round matchup than the Hawks did.
Yeah, they just destroyed the Knicks. Trae Young owns New York now.
I don't think the Hawks beat any of the other teams in the first round.
No, no way. They made that trade, like we mentioned, talking about Cam Reddish earlier.
They beat Philly to make the conference final, so maybe not.
Oh, we were talking earlier. Sorry, go ahead.
Cam Reddish?
Yeah. Cam Reddish. We were talking about Cam Reddish on the Knicks, but Kevin Knox on the Hawks has been equally as bad. He has like 2 points per game. He's a bust.
I don't know why he is still in the league.
Dude, I was looking at the rest of the 2018 draft to see who the Knicks took Kevin Knox over. And like they took him right over Shea. The very next pick was Mikal Bridges. Like 4 of the next 5 picks were quality small forwards in today's game, but they took Kevin Knox instead. It's just so sad.
Yeah, I don't even feel bad for him. He wore a Fortnite jacket to draft night. You got one.
Other things, the only other 2 things about the Hawks is that I think they should trade Clint Capella, get him out of there. I'm a big he's been kind of disappointing since they got there. He's regressed. He's getting up there in age a little bit. He's got a decent sized contract.
Like 26?
I think it's closer to his getting closer to his 30s at this point. Maybe 28, 29. But the way he's regressing, I'm not really liking it. Plus they drafted Onyeka Okongwu last year. And I'm huge on Onyeka Okongwu. He hasn't really gotten a chance yet. I know he was injured a lot last year. He was injured a lot last year, but even this season, he hasn't gotten a whole lot of playing time when he's healthy. So I'd like to see Okongwu get a little bit more of a chance to kind of grow and reach his potential. Other than that, they just need more defense, really.
Yeah, that's their big thing, and which is why I'm so confused why they traded away Cam Reddish.
I get Cam Reddish and DeAndre Hunter's I just get everything about them so mixed up because they're the same player in my head. I know one of them took a step this year. Wasn't that Cam Reddish that took the step when he was playing for Atlanta?
Oh, it's Hunter. That's why they kept
Hunter. Okay. That's why. Okay, that's not as confusing then. I noticed that Atlanta is also number 2 in offensive rating and number 27 in defensive rating.
Well, that's because their main engine is Trae Young.
Yeah, but that's just proving more of a point that all they need is defense. They just need defense.
I don't know, dude. I'm not sold. Hot take. I'm not sold on Trae Young as a number 1 option. I'm not.
Really? Is it just
I
because
think
he lacks too much defensively?
he's probably the worst defensive player in the league. On top of the fact that he's a small guard. Now, he is a top 5 point guard in the league.
No doubt.
Don't like he's an amazing player. But I think he needs more help. I think
Oh
he
yeah,
needs to be a 2 option.
John.
He's very reminiscent of Kyrie.
I can kind of see that. Him being the number one option with John Collins being his number two option is just definitely not the
John
answer.
Collins is a 3 option, maybe a 4 option on a championship team.
Yeah, that is not the option for that team if they want to succeed. I don't really know. Like,
I know a guy in Washington who, if he turns down a player option, would fit great in Atlanta.
you think Bradley Beal would fit well in Atlanta?
I think Bradley Beal and Trae Young would be the most offensively dynamic backcourt in the league.
Oh, easily offensively, but that lacks so much defensively. That doesn't help them at all defensively.
Originally, I was going to say Ben Simmons, but he just got traded. I think Ben Simmons would fit perfectly next to
Yeah.
Trae Young.
I would have
But you
loved that.
get Trae Young and Bradley Beal. That's your offensive unit. Okay, you put your 3, 4, and 5 as defensive anchors. Who are their 3, 4, and 5 right now? DeAndre Hunter, good 3 and D wing. John Collins, decent on defense. We don't know about Onyeka Okongwu. We don't know. I mean, Clint Capella is above average defensively.
Yeah, he's averaging 10 and 12. He's always going to get you a double-double.
He's above average.
Yeah.
Maybe top 15 center. Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
They fill that bench. They fill their bench with defense. Their 3 through 5 with defense. Let the offense run through Trae and Bradley Beal. That's a playoff team every year.
See, they already have so much offense on that team. Like they got Kevin Herter, they got Danilo Gallinari also.
Probably the most overrated signing in recent memory.
Nilo.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Everybody was like, "Oh, 6 man," because he was coming off that Thunder team that did amazing. And
yeah.
he's been
See, I don't think Atlanta would even have the money to bring in a guy like Bradley Beal because
no, it would have
Nilo's.
to be. It would have to be through trade.
Yeah.
100% would have to be through a trade.
If they were going to trade for him, they would have to throw like probably Danilo Gallinari because he's making 21 million.
Capella.
Clint Capella, that would make the salaries match, but I don't think Washington would accept Nil and Clint Capella. I think you'd have to throw in like a Kevin Herter or something to sweeten the pot a little bit.
Maybe Kevin Knox.
That would be. I'm not gonna lie, that would be definitely interesting and fun to see Trae Young and Bradley Beal as a duo together. But I would
Do it
just
on
be
2K and let you know how it goes.
I would be so scared to see how that works defensively. Especially if you have to give up a guy like Clint Capella, who as of right now, that is one of their defensive anchors.
True.
We can move on from the Hawks though. Let's talk about the Philadelphia 76ers. It's not really a hard guess on where they're seated.
Aren't they the 3 or 4 seed?
No, they're neither of those seeds.
They're not the 2nd seed.
They are the 2nd seed. They're half a game ahead of the 3 seed.
Oh, then the 3 seed must be Milwaukee.
Phillies, yeah, they're the 2 seed, 3 games ahead of the 1. They're 40 and 24.
I know who the 1 seed is. The 1 seed's Miami.
Yeah. They're Phillies 8-2 in their last 10. Do you think this is their championship team? I think we talked about it a little bit before in a previous episode with James Harden, but do you think they are championship quality?
I don't know. Neither of these 2 dudes have had playoff success, really. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Neither
That probably
really
scared the audio listeners, and I apologize.
I apologize, audio listeners. It's season out here. Neither of Joel or Harden have had playoff success.
No, they haven't. This so far they are undefeated as a duo as of March 8th. They've only played 5 games together, but they are 5-0. So like it is definitely an interesting experiment going on over there in Philly.
I don't hate it. I think that it could be. I don't want to say modernized Shaq and Kobe,
That's what it is, really.
but
That's what I thought about it.
I think it could be very similar to Shaq and Kobe if done right. You got to remember, Harden's getting up there in age. Harden
Yeah,
is 32, 33 almost.
yeah. I think he's 32. They
And he's
definitely
already shown signs of regression. Now, granted, there's speculation that he was playing bad on purpose to get traded.
yeah, because he's averaging 25 and 12 since he's gotten to Philly, and he's just playing like. I mean, I'm not gonna say he's playing like his old self because he's not averaging 32, but
He doesn't
he's
have to.
yeah,
He has a teammate who will score.
yeah. They're even like getting to the free throw line. It feels like 30 times a game together.
Oh yeah, they lead the league in free throws by far.
100%. They are leading the league in free throws made and percentage. I also noticed that before James Harden was traded there, Joel Embiid was 0.2 assists away from leading the Sixers in points, rebounds, assists, and blocks.
You know, some LeBron stuff right now.
Yeah. Joel Embiid is just going crazy this year. It's really back and forth between him and Jokic as MVP.
I think Giannis is just as much in there.
He is just as much in there, but it's going to be one of those two.
Speaking of LeBron, quick side note. Brody dropped 56 the other night.
Yeah, figures we got to be talking about the Eastern Conference this week when we have three Jokic's game, Ja's game, LeBron's game. All of these players in the Western Conference just had amazing games.
I like how LeBron's like, hey, I just want y'all to remember, I'm not the problem.
If he scores 30 points or more in his next game, he's going to be leading the league in points per game at 37 years old.
As long as Embiid doesn't also go off.
Yeah, that's true. Because Embiid's averaging like 29.5 right now. But
anyway, back to the Sixers.
Back to the Sixers.
The biggest issue with the Sixers right now is Tobias Harris.
Yeah, he's getting
on a
paid.
Supermax deal and is the fourth option.
I don't even know what to say about Tobias Harris. It seems like he doesn't even want. I don't want to say it doesn't seem like he wants to be there because he's not like Philly obviously knows players that don't want to be there, what they do. But it's just the way he's playing. He doesn't seem like he wants to be the third option anymore.
You know what I wish was a thing? And they do this in the NFL on occasion, but I wish it was a thing in the NBA. There should be a clause in players' contracts that if their play drops below a certain level, the front office is allowed to not redo their contract, but like renegotiate what their contract is, show what they're worth.
Yeah.
So you're not getting teams screwed over by paying Tobias Harris, who's averaging less than 20 points a game, $34 million.
That has to be the third worst contract in the NBA right now. Westbrook and John Wall being number 1 and 2. That has to be the third worst contract.
Prayers for Westbrook and his family. I'm sorry. I don't care how bad you're playing. Your family, you should not be threatening a player's family.
Yeah.
You should not be sending death threats to a player. Listen, I love basketball, but it's just a game.
Yeah, it's literally just a game. Like, even at this point, like the Lakers aren't contending for nothing. There's no point to even throw a hit at them anymore. They're not going to be anything. Just let the season die. Let them restart next year.
And at least he's playing.
Yeah.
Granted, he's playing bad, but at least he's playing.
He could just
y'all traded your entire future for can't stay on the floor for more than 3 games.
Yeah. Also, Skip Bayless just needs to stop posting on Twitter talking to them like you're a 70-year-old man, dude. Stop.
All right. Anyway, hit me with our next Eastern Conference team. I'm tired of talking.
I actually have one more thing I want to mention about the Sixers. Their DeAndre Jordan signing.
Who cares? He's 90.
He was perfect in his first game in his 10 minutes that he played there. He has 2 points. 2 points. Both of them from the free throw line. He did not get a shot attempt, so he did not miss like an actual shot the full game that he played. He got 2 assists, 3 rebounds, a steal, and a block in 10 minutes.
Philly's got this thing where they get really good backup centers.
Yeah. So DeAndre
Past
Jordan just
few.
went to Philly.
Their past few have been good. Drummond was really, really good for them. Dwight Howard was good for them for a spell.
Yeah.
I don't remember who was before Dwight Howard, but
Maybe Jaleel Okafor, honestly.
no, Okafor's been going from Philly for a long time.
Well, we can move on from Philly. Let's see. We went over Philly, Boston, and Atlanta and New York. Let's move on to the Charlotte Hornets.
9?
Close. They are the 8th seed.
Dang, I was gonna say
They actually share the same record as the 9th seed, so you can kind of have that. They're tied. They are 32 and 33.
players
They
for Gordon Hayward. He had a leg injury last night.
Yeah, I didn't know what exactly happened, but I saw that he was out for the rest of the season.
Oh, he's out for the season. I didn't see that.
Well, it says out indefinitely. That
Oh,
doesn't say
so
season.
they don't know when he's gonna come back.
Yeah.
No, he was going for a defensive play. I think it's Brandon Ingram. He went up, they collided, and he landed on Ingram, and it looks like he messed up his ankle or his leg.
Man, why's it always got to be Gordon Hayward and his legs? That's his
This
biggest
is
weakness.
first play in Boston. Listen, I was so hyped for Gordon Hayward in Boston, okay? And his first play, he breaks his leg, bro. I was sitting on my bed watching that game, and my heart just died. I was like,
I don't know what's worse, Gordon Hayward's legs, or I don't even have anything to put
entire
against it.
body.
It's just what?
Anthony Davis's entire body.
Yeah, Gordon Hayward's legs or Anthony Davis's body.
Yeah. As far as the rest of the Hornets, LaMelo is a star. We all know that.
Oh yeah. They may be an 8 seed, but like there's really nothing bad to talk about
He's
their team.
literally our age.
Yeah,
He's 20.
That's crazy. I saw 8 players. They have 8 players on their team averaging more than 10 points per game.
They're a fun team to watch, dude.
Oh yeah, they're super high paced, top 3 in the league in pace. Super young, and hopefully this core just stays together because they're a really fun core to watch.
And for the love of God, trade for Miles Turner.
Trade for Miles Turner. Montrezl Harrell's been pretty solid for them. I mean, Montrezl Harrell's solid wherever he goes. He does the same thing everywhere. We've learned the last couple of years.
Except when he was on the Lakers.
Yeah, except for the Lakers.
Why
He's averaging 15 still.
Did you see that play by Kai Jones from the other night?
I don't think so.
Oubre threw up a lob, and it looked like it was a really bad pass. And Kai Jones, one of their rookies from this year, jumped, caught the ball, and while he was moving midair, caught the ball, slammed it, and landed out of bounds.
Wow.
Dude, it was gorgeous.
I'm a fan of Kai Jones. I'm surprised he slid as far as he did in the draft.
I don't really know.
The Hornets had a really good draft last year. Really good
they
draft.
got like 4 picks.
Yeah.
They had like 4 first-round picks.
I mean, the draft is still a crapshoot anyway, so those 4 picks could have turned out to nothing.
Yeah.
Kevin
Draft
Knox.
is just a guessing game of who will work.
I don't really know what else to talk about the Hornets. They're a really young team with a good core. They just keep doing what they're doing. LaMelo will just keep getting better and getting better as years go on.
Yeah, I completely agree.
I'm really excited to see how he turns out in his career. We can move on from the Charlotte Hornets and let's go with.
Give me another one. 2.
Let's go with our Detroit Pistons.
14.
They are the 14th seed. Bad.
We should talk about Cade Cunningham, his top 3 rookie of the year.
Bad but good. They are bad but
For where
good.
we expected to be.
Yeah, I looked up Cade Cunningham's birthday, and he is 70 days older than me. Only 70 days older than me, and he was the number 1 pick in last year's draft. Could win
And
rookie
we're
of the
sitting
year.
here talking about him on a podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, the Pistons, they're in a spot where they just need to keep progressing their players. The one like noticeably bad thing is that nobody can hit a three. Like we just need to get some more
Killian
shooters.
Hayes is bad.
Killian Hayes was a terrible pick. I had a gut feeling when we picked him that that was going to be a bad pick. There were so many
So many
like
good players
they were
still on the board.
so many good players. There's still so many good point guards left available too. Like Cole Anthony and Tyrese Halliburton were still there.
Cole Anthony were right there, and you took Killian Hayes.
We could have taken Cole Anthony or Tyrese Halliburton or Tyrese Maxey or just so many. Wait, was Tyrese Maxey last year or the year Killian was
Yeah,
drafted?
he
Anyways,
was last year.
there are still so many good point guards available. Pistons can't hit a three. Sadiq Bey's even shooting 34% from three, which is sad.
And he's our sniper.
Yeah, he's supposed to be our sniper, and he's just not hitting threes. I think there's
I
only
like I like that Sadiq is super like multifaceted though. I've seen lineups where he goes out as the 2, the 3, and the 4.
oh yeah, he kind of he kind of plays like OG Anunoby a little bit.
Yeah, I do that.
And I like it. I'm a huge.
When they're falling a better shot.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for the Pistons though. Like our front office has been doing really well the last couple years. We've been doing really good with the draft, except for Killian Hayes. Every one of our draft picks, other than him, the last 2 seasons have been really well.
We traded for Marvin Bagley for really
Yeah.
nothing. What did you give up for Bagley?
Josh Jackson, which I'm kind of upset about. I like Josh Jackson.
But he wasn't playing.
He was playing like 25 minutes a game. He was one of our key players.
I don't remember that, but okay. I'll take your word for it.
Bagley's been averaging like 14 for us on pretty solid efficiency.
Coming off the bench too, isn't he? Or is he starting at the 5?
He's probably coming off the bench. I don't know.
I still have faith in Marvin Bagley. I think Sacramento was a crappy situation. And I think that he kind of got screwed over in the beginning because everybody trashed the Kings for taking him over Luka.
Mm-hmm.
And that negative energy did not help him.
I was a little bit iffy when we traded for Bagley because I was just like I wasn't sure if he really was kind of progressing to be a bust or if he was just in a bad situation, but he is playing pretty solid over here so far. So I don't mind it too much.
I'm a firm believer that negative energy either fuels you or shuts you down. And it shut Bagley down.
Yeah, it shut him down when he was in Sacktown, and the negative energy from Sacktown is just what is going to fuel him over here.
I think so as well.
We can move on from the Pistons though. Like we just need to keep.
There's not much. With the lower seeds, there's not a whole lot to talk about. There's not.
Yeah, because they're just trying to be bad and progress.
In like 30 seconds.
Yeah. Do you just want to talk about the Magic now then?
Yeah, they're the 15 seed. Franz Wagner's great. Cole Anthony's great. They're young. They're going to get better.
I have 2 notes only about the Magic, and one of them is simply that I noticed that they have 3 players on their roster that played in Michigan, and one was in Michigan State. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Like Gary Harris?
Gary Harris is Michigan State, and then both of the Wagners and Ignas Brazdeikis is the Michigan Wolverine. And then I also had, I don't know if it's a hot take, but I definitely have a take on Jalen Suggs. What if he, not necessarily play style, but what if the start of his career kind of goes how Tyrese Halliburton's career went this year? They have so much guard room. What if they just kind of ship him out next year for like a wing or like a forward or something to try and help them like not necessarily like a playoff push.
Detroit, you can have Killian Hayes and I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah, I trade Jeremy Grant for Jalen Suggs.
Ooh, I need more than Jalen Suggs.
I mean, yeah, we're getting more than Jalen. I would be wanting more than Jalen Suggs, but I would trade Jeremy Grant in a trade for him.
But then again, do the Magic want Jeremy Grant? They've got John Isaac, Wendell Carter, Franz Wagner, Mo Wagner.
They just got a lot of players. Like
they got a lot of young players.
Yeah, I don't like their center room, their power forward room, their guard room is just so clogged up with good young potential guys.
And they don't have any small forwards.
Yeah, that's what they need is small forwards, and I'm not trading Sadiq for Jalen Suggs. Not Sadiq. He's part of our young core. But
I don't know. Detroit, figure it out. Get us Jalen Suggs, and
yeah.
make sure Killian Hayes is in the deal.
Do you think what do you think about my take though? Do you think Jalen Suggs could turn out like Tyrese Halliburton's career went or is going?
I don't know. I think that it's very early to try to decide stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think he needs to be put into a team that doesn't have 45 point guards.
Yeah. Let's move up to one of these upper seeds. Let's talk about the Bulls. Let's talk about the Chicago Bulls.
4 seed, 5 seed.
They are the 4 seed. They are 39-26.
They need to start closing out games.
Yeah, they really need to start closing out these games. They got a couple players, like key players, injured because Lonzo and Alex Caruso are out for 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah, they're still out.
Yeah. Um, they're gonna have quite a few weeks before they come back, so they just kind of need to try and hold their position and wait for the playoffs. Um, they need to definitely do some better late game planning. Is this Billy Donovan's first or second year, or second or third year with them?
I think it's a second.
Second. They definitely got a good coach, so they should be capable of doing so.
Yeah.
What do you think this Bulls team ceiling is? Because they're another weird team that
This
are
year's team,
controversial. Yeah. How far do you think they can make it this year?
depending on seeding, they could either be a first round exit or a conference finals run.
All
I
right.
think their range is that big.
Ooh, here's a question for you. If the season ended today, they would be playing Boston in the first round.
Give me Boston and
You're going,
not even any bias. Boston is a team that has been able to, for the most part, hold their leads, and they don't. And
that.
Chicago doesn't have the defense to withstand the Jays.
See, I don't know if it's as I wouldn't be like I could see Boston winning, I could see Chicago winning. That would be such a good series. I don't know if it's as easy as just immediately picking Boston or immediately picking Chicago. That would be that would
Boston,
probably be one of the better underrated playoff matches.
Boston in 6 or 7.
Boston in 6 or 7. Wow. That would be a
Tatum's a monster playoff time,
Tatum
dude.
is a monster,
His
yeah.
rookie year, he dunked on LeBron in the playoffs.
What else is going on in Chicago? They are, fun fact, also #1 in attendance randomly.
Well, yeah, their team's good for the first time since Derrick Rose.
True. I just saw that. That was one of the first things I randomly scrolled across with my eyes on Basketball Reference. I just didn't expect them to be #1 in attendance. I don't know. I thought that was weird. They also have the best field goal percentage in the league overall as a team. They're just at right now. Their team's just built for offense. What is this Bulls team direction to compete? Because they are obviously trying to compete.
Well, there's a lot at play. Patrick Williams still hasn't played with this team.
Yeah.
Lonzo and Caruso are hurt, so they're missing a lot of defense. Io's been good.
Yep, he's been really
I
underrated.
think the Bulls' #1 priority is making sure that Zach LaVine stays a Bull.
Would you pay Zach LaVine a max?
100%. I think you're dumb not to if you're Chicago.
Now, what do you do, or what kind of contract is DeMar DeRozan on?
I think it's a max.
Did he just sign the max with the Bulls? Wasn't it like a sign and trade in the offseason?
I think it was just straight up signing with Chicago.
Hmm.
No, it was a sign and trade because that's how the Spurs got Thaddeus Young.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think of how many years DeMar has, and I
want to say it's a 4-year deal. 4-year, 80 mil sounds about right.
This Bulls team's future really just, in my opinion, depends on DeMar DeRozan and how if he can keep his game where it's at as he ages the next couple of years.
Yeah. Can he stay as MVP DeMar? Because I think DeMar is #4 in the ranking.
As of today?
As of today, I think it's Embiid, Giannis, Jokic, DeMar.
Wow.
slightly
That
off topic,
is
but
that is an interesting top four. There are so many MVPs this year.
well, there's only going to be one MVP, but there's multiple people that deserve it.
Yeah. Let's move on to the next team. Let's talk about the Wizards.
You got anything for the Wizards?
Do
Has
you have?
Porzingis played for them?
He played yesterday. He played his first game. First, where do you think they're seated?
They're a play-in team, so probably like 10.
You're saying 10?
Yeah.
Atlanta was 10.
Oh shoot. They're right outside the play-in.
They're at 11.
Yeah, I was gonna say if they're not 10, then they're 11.
Yeah. They're at 29 and 34. Porzingis played his last game. It was either yesterday or his first game yesterday or the day before. He had a really good game. He had 25, only 5 rebounds, so he's still not rebounding, but he was really efficient. He was 3 for 4 from 3.
You're
he had a-
7'3", rebound the freaking ball.
yeah, that's really the only downside still is he still needs to rebound. But if they have him, if they want to play him as the 4 and they want to run guys like Daniel Gafford and Thomas Bryant, I don't think it'd be too much of a big deal if he's not rebounding as much. But if they're gonna run him
Yeah.
as center. He needs to rebound the ball.
Yeah. I
Um,
think that Beal is what's going to determine Washington's future.
Oh yeah, if Beal walks or declines his player option or just doesn't end up on the Wizards after the season, they need to rebuild. They should probably trade Porzingis again and just completely reset.
Yeah.
And just honestly build around Kyle Kuzma. Honestly,
Okay.
like not build to have him be the number 1 option, but have him be like the first piece in your future core that you want to build.
Denny Abdia needs to be one of your guys. Bye.
Yeah. Kuzma and Denny Avdia need to be guys that are part of the future. And either one of their 2 centers, Daniel Gafford and Thomas Bryant. But
Keep Gafford, trade Bryant.
yeah, I like that. I like Daniel Gafford. He's been doing really good since he got to Washington.
Brody was a demon in 2K19.
Yeah.
Or, excuse me, 2K21. Wow, I got that way off.
I noticed that before Bradley Beal got injured, he was only shooting 30% from 3 this year.
He's been struggling all year.
I don't really know what happened there, but do you think Bradley Beal would want to stay in Washington and stay loyal, or do you think he's going to ask out or decline the option?
I think he's gonna stay loyal. I don't think he should.
Yeah, I haven't seen much or I haven't heard much from him himself, but he just has one of those loyal feels to him that feel like he's going to be loyal.
He feels very Damian Lillard-esque.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know, there's something to be said for loyalty, but there's also something to be said for the fact that you're almost 30 and your team has never put a championship contender around you. Or someone that will. I don't mind players teaming up in a duo sense.
Yeah, because
when Kyrie and KD teamed up in Brooklyn, I actually liked that. Thought it would be
that was definitely better
there that I had an issue with.
Yeah, I don't think Kyrie and KD teaming up really had much backlash at all. I don't think many people hated that because it's like, it's just another duo. There are lots of duos around the league. And it was taking KD off of the Warriors. So it's kind of just like a change of scenery when that happened.
Dude,
but
that feels like it was so long ago.
It does.
We were still in high school when that happened.
We can move on. Let's talk about the Miami Heat. I don't know why I held the 1 seed off till this long. I really don't.
Dude, what they have like 2 or 3 lottery picks on their team and they're amazing.
Yeah.
Their ability to turn absolute nobodies into like bona fide role players, borderline stars. Eric Spoelstra is a top 5 coach of all time.
Yeah, he really is. He knows how to win. He really does. That Heat culture just knows how to win. The Heat are just so good all around. They have so many players who do everything.
Yeah. I don't
Like,
think the Heat have had a top 5 pick since Dwayne Wade. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they have not had a top 5 pick since Dwayne Wade.
I know Tyler Hero was in top 5, but when was he? Do you know when he was
Tyler Hero
picked?
was, I want to say, 13 or 14.
Okay.
The only 2 lottery picks that are on their team out as of right now, other than Victor Oladipo, are Bam and Tyler Hero, and they were both late lottery picks.
Yeah, I know Bam was late. I'm going to look up. 'Cause I actually don't know if there was another lottery pick taken or a top 5 pick taken since Dwayne Wade either. I want to look at their past lottery picks.
Yeah, the Heat are amazing. My only gripe with the Heat is that Kyle Lowry is not doing as great as everybody thought he would.
Yeah, he's shooting all right from the field. He's not really like scoring or anything that much, but he's definitely passing the ball okay and playing solid defense. But I definitely thought he's gonna be better.
You can tell he's in the twilight of his career.
Yeah. Markieff Morris still hasn't played since shoving Jokic.
Hey, I don't even feel bad. He deserved that.
When do you think that was?
Last
Come
year.
up with a date. Come up with a date.
That
When
was
do you
the
think he
start of the
played?
season. I need to clarify. I feel bad for his injury because anybody being hurt, especially a neck injury, is terrifying. However, he started that fight.
The Heat had one top 5 pick between now and Dwayne Wade. You're gonna lose your mind. I'll give you the year. It was 2008. They had the number 2 pick.
In 2008. That was the year that Westbrook got drafted.
Yeah. Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
Michael Beasley.
There was some superstar level dude that I forgot. Come on.
No, that is a superstar level, bro. That's Michael Beasley.
Stop it.
Can't nobody score a Michael
Stop
Beasley.
Stop it. Stop it.
Oh my god. The Heat. Another Victor Oladipo is back also.
Oh, he is back finally?
Yeah, he played also, I think, the same day Porzingis played. He had a solid game also. He didn't really do anything like super crazy. He just had like 10 or 11 points, but he shot really efficiently also. So
Hey. I've been a believer in Oladipo since his Thunder days.
I don't know. I remember you calling Victor Oladipo overrated.
No.
You used to say his defense was super overrated.
No, what are you talking about?
You said that.
His defense was overrated.
Bro, I swear to God, you said that because how you're reacting right now is how I reacted when you said that.
No.
This had to be like.
Okay, if I said that, then I was stupid.
He was still on the Pacers around the time when you were saying it.
Did you hear that really loud ding?
No.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
If your laptop makes noises, it doesn't come through.
Okay, that's good to know because I have a MacBook, so I get people's text messages.
Yeah, at least I haven't heard anything come through.
Got you. No, I think the Heat are legit contenders. I think they are.
Yeah. I saw that their pace, they're 29th out of 30 for pace. And that just shows that like, teams can still play like slow pace and still win. Yeah, just take your time, chill out a little bit, run your plays, and you can still win.
You don't have to run and gun to win games.
Yeah, but it's fun, but you don't have to.
And the Heat are still fun to watch.
Yeah. Jimmy Butler's always going to be a fun player to watch.
Tyler Hero is one of the most entertaining players I watch.
Tyler Hero is the first player born in the 2000s to play in the NBA Finals.
Young and gang. No. And he's friends with Jack Harlow.
Yeah.
No.
I like the Heat.
We get the white boy of the NBA to be a guest on our podcast. That'd be great.
Want Tyler Hero to be a guest?
Dude, if we could pull that off.
Bro, that would be no way.
No,
that is way out of our
right?
out of where we're at right now.
We can't afford Tyler Hero.
Oh no, we cannot afford an NBA player. Probably like Dwayne Dedman. If we're gonna get anybody from the Heat, we gotta get Udon.
Dude, I would love to talk to you, Don.
We
We
have
can't
one.
afford an NBA player. We can't even afford our own mics. I'm borrowing this.
I'm using my internal mic, but we got 5 teams left. All right. We have the Pacers, the Nets, the Raptors,
Milwaukee, we haven't
the
talked about.
Cavaliers, and the Bucks left.
Let's talk Cleveland.
Cleveland? We could talk Cleveland. Jared
Cleveland
Allen
is
broke
sitting
his finger.
at the 6th seed.
They are the 6th seed. They're 37-27. Jared Allen broke his finger yesterday, and he's out indefinitely also now.
Hopefully he's back by playoffs.
Yeah, that really, really hurts them. One of their all-stars this year.
Cleveland is going to be one of 2 things. Cleveland is either going to be the Atlanta Hawks of this year, or they're going to be the New York Knicks. I don't see in between.
I think they're trending more towards the New York Knicks of last year, especially now with this Jared Allen injury. That really, really sets them back. I don't really know who they're gonna run at center, like Kevin Love, but he's like their guy in their 6th man of the year race. I don't think they want to move him to starting center. They could. I would like to see them run Evan Mobley at starting center, but I don't think they're going to.
Evan Mobley needs to stay at the 4.
I thought he was a center coming into the league, but I was kind of surprised to see him run power forward. But it's
No, he was
obviously
power forward.
working.
He was a power forward.
I would like to see him run a little bit of center now that Jared Allen's out, just to
Who's their
experiment.
backup center?
See, I really don't know.
Has Evan Love been running the backup 5?
He's running either backup 4 or backup 5. I don't think they want to start Kevin Love. Kevin Love's been happy coming off the bench, and Kevin Love hasn't been happy playing basketball since LeBron was there.
Yeah, that was kind of shady. LeBron convinced him to come to Cleveland, sign a massive contract extension, and then did.
Dude, they literally Ed Davis. Their other
Who?
two centers on their roster, the only other 2 are Ed Davis. I think he actually played for the Knicks a little bit, if I'm not mistaken.
Name sounds familiar, but I think it was the Jazz last time
I think it was the Jazz, yeah. That makes sense. Holy crap. He's been all over the place. He was drafted in 2010, played 3 years in Toronto, 2 years in Memphis, a year on the Lakers, 3 years in Portland, a year in Brooklyn, 1 year in Utah, was on Memphis last year, and now he's on Cleveland. So yeah, he's a journeyman. But their other center is Taco Fall.
Start Taco Fall.
Start Taco Fall. That's the answer they're gonna get. They're gonna
legend.
Bro, imagine if the Cavaliers actually start Taco Fall and they stay in the playoffs and they play him in the playoffs.
This man Taco Fall almost single-handedly took down Duke's trio in March Madness.
Really?
Yes.
I don't know about that. Tell me what happened.
Well, I had bet on Duke winning that March Madness, so I was very invested. And they came up against University of Central Florida, and it was Taco's team. This man Taco Fall gave Zion the worst that game.
Dude, Taco Fall in college should have been like Kareem. That man is
7'3", 7'4".
He's like, I think he's like Yao Ming size. I think he's closer to 7'5", 7'6". But that dude, going against 19, 20-year-olds, regardless of him being the same age, he should have just been Kareem. I don't know what he did in college, but that's what he should have done.
Yeah. Cleveland though, that Karis LeVert trade was probably the best move they could have done. Outside of Brandon Ingram, but they weren't going to get Brandon Ingram.
No, that Karis LeVert trade was really clutch for them. It's sad that Karis LeVert also just got hurt a couple days ago. He says he's only day to day though, so he's not out for a long time, but he's gonna be out for a couple games. I definitely like this young Cleveland core. I never thought I'd actually be a fan of a Cavaliers team. It feels really weird, but I like what they're doing.
I wouldn't say I'm a fan. I would say that I enjoy watching them.
I like Darius Garland. I really like what he's improving to be. I like his style of play a lot. He kind of plays similarly to a Chris Paul. I'm not comparing him to Chris Paul, but their play styles are kind of similar. Yeah, I like what the Cavs are doing. I think they're a first round exit this year though.
Who would their matchup be if the playoffs started today?
Um, as of right now, it would be Milwaukee. Yeah.
Yep, that's the first round exit.
All right. Well, that's a good segue into Milwaukee. They are the 3 seed at 40-25. What do you want to say about
They were on
Milwaukee?
a cold streak for a minute.
Yeah, they were definitely in a slump, but they started picking it back up the last couple games. They're on a 4-game win streak right now.
I genuinely believe that Giannis is the best player in the league.
Yeah.
And I think he is close.
Yeah, I would not argue against that. Giannis is
I
just
don't think it's
on
close.
like nobody is unguardable as Giannis, and he doesn't even shoot.
This
It's
man is the biggest tryhard I have ever seen play basketball. He tries in the All-Star game.
the
Nobody
only
tries in the All-Star game.
the only one note I have written for the Bucks is that they really miss Brook Lopez.
Oh yeah,
That's
they
literally the only note. Because like their interior defense has dropped since he's been off or since he's been injured. They're
but
rebounding.
Bobby Portis has like become that guy in Milwaukee.
Oh yeah, he's averaging a double double. I'm pretty sure, like 15 and 10. Um,
Grayson Allen is the league's newest villain.
yeah, Grayson Allen isn't
But
he?
that's just Grayson Allen, dude. He's been that way since he was in college.
No, is Grayson Allen? Was that play that on Alex Caruso a couple weeks ago where he just completely like wrecked him? Is that why Caruso's injured? Oh my god.
Which
Well,
sucks
I'm
because
glad he.
I like Grayson Allen. I like his play style. But he's a bad he's very
He's a terrible person, but from a basketball standpoint, I think he has good potential.
Hold on now. You can't be out here saying he's a terrible person. He's a dirty player.
Okay, that's what I meant. But besides that, he has really high upside. He's still really young. I think he's like 24, and he has just like a play style that works in today's game.
Yeah,
Like
he was good in Memphis, but he's been better in Milwaukee.
I'm kind of glad my Memphis Grizzlies traded him away.
Giving Desmond Bane time to grow.
Yeah. We can move on from the
What
Bucks.
else we got left? We've got
3 teams left. We have the Raptors, the Nets, and the Pacers. So let's talk about the Nets next. No, we should save the Nets for last as they're the best team left. Let's talk about the Raptors next.
I don't know much to say about the Raptors. I really don't. Fred VanVleet's been amazing.
Yeah, they're the 7th seed. They'd be going up against Philly in the first round. That's still a first round exit right now.
Yeah, Joel eats Pascal alive.
See, you're the biggest Pascal Siakam hater that I know.
I don't like Pascal. I think he's so overrated. Oh my lord, I think he's overrated.
Why? You know, I've never heard you actually tell me why you don't. Why you dislike Pascal so much.
His play style is so inefficient. Not like him as a player is inefficient, but his play style.
Well, like with all of his like, because he does all these like post spins and he's just doing so much extra like moves. Yeah.
He's so extra, and it doesn't provide any help.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, but he's been playing pretty
Give the
solid
ball
this
to
season.
Freddie. Give the ball to Freddie. Set a screen and move out the way.
I mean, really just give the ball to anybody. The Raptors play really good team ball. Gary Trent's averaging like 18.
I forgot Gary Trent's on that team, but now that you say that, Gary Trent is a firecracker for that team.
Gary Trent is just a shooter. He's so good. I'm a really big
I never
Gary
thought
Trent
I
guy.
would. If we were to go back and relive that Gary Trent for Norman Powell trade, I did not think the Raptors won that trade. But looking at what the Trailblazers turned Norman Powell into, the Raptors won that trade.
Definitely. Excuse me. OG Anunoby's out for 2 weeks. So get well, OG.
I like OG.
Yeah. He was one of the underdog players coming into the league, and he always like a good underdog story.
Yeah. I just like his play style too.
Yeah, he's one of those players that he fits everywhere.
Excuse me.
You can, like we were talking, comparing him to Sadiq Bey earlier. You can run him the 2 through 4.
Yeah.
Let's
let's
move
talk,
on
talk
to the
Indy.
Indiana Pacers.
Tyrese is that guy.
Tyrese is build your team around that. He is your future. He's been
Don't be
averaging.
Sacramento.
He's
If I
been
have one
averaging
piece of
20 and
advice for
10.
Indiana is don't be Sacramento. Tyrese Halliburton is that guy, bro.
He is just trust in him. Him and Jalen Smith are going to lead that team into the promised land. Jalen Smith has been incredible.
Trade Miles Turner to the Hornets for some of their young pieces. Commit to the rebuild.
Dude, I
You're
kind of
selling
want them.
tickets for $1.
I mean, everybody is hearing in the last couple episodes. I was saying that I'm not really wanting the Pacers to trade Miles Turner, but after seeing how well Jalen Smith is playing for them, I want them to trade Miles Turner and just free up Jalen Smith to get more room.
The Hornets draft had 4 good draft picks last year. Trade Miles Turner to the Hornets for like Kai Jones.
Ty Jones would work really well with the Pacers.
Kai Jones, James Bouknight, a first and 2 seconds for Miles Turner and a second. Do it.
Besides that, Buddy Hield also is one of the players who forgot how to shoot threes. He's shooting like 33% from the field from 3.
Buddy Hield got paid and decided to stop playing basketball.
Dude, every time from 2K18 from 2K20, you'd hear the same story anytime Buddy Hield was in the game like 3 times about how you grew up as a kid, just like what you hear about every story, just him shooting in like the backyard like daily and just daily from wherever he's from. I don't remember where he's from, but he forgot how to shoot. Like Davis Bertans and Spencer Dinwiddie, just you don't know how to
They've
shoot
been
no
good
more.
since going to Dallas, though.
Yeah, maybe Buddy Hield needs another change of scenery.
Send Buddy Hield to Dallas. Give Luka more shooting.
What would Dallas trade? Just like give them Tim Hardaway, just do a swap.
I was being sarcastic.
I know. We have one team left, the almighty Brooklyn Nets.
The not so mighty Brooklyn Nets, dude. They're friggin' 3-17 in their last 20. You know what other team is 3-17 in their last 20?
There's no
the
way they're
Houston Rockets.
There's no way they're 3-17 in their last 20 because they're 3-7 in their last 10. Are they really? Huh?
Maybe I misread that.
Okay, well they're still 3-7 in their last 10. They're definitely on a down slope. What is Kevin Durant doing since he's come back? Has he played 1 or 2 games?
I think 1.
But like, there's really only one answer for this team, and it's nothing that the team can do about it. You just Kyrie needs to play. Kyrie needs to play. They can't.
You can play when they're not at Barclays.
That's not enough. Clearly.
I have a theory.
What?
And I don't know if it is what's happening or not, but if it is what's happening, they're being very smart. But Kyrie won't get vaccinated. I'm not getting into that.
Yeah.
Not what we talk about here. So he can only play away games. Their seed is dropping. Meaning, if it goes to game 7, Kyrie can play.
See, but the way this team's playing, like, sure, you have Kevin Durant, but I don't know if the rest of the team is enough to just will you through half that series.
Will Ben Simmons be back before the playoffs?
Oh, I don't know. I really don't know if I can make a definitive yes or no answer. I don't want to just say no because I want Ben Simmons to play. But I really don't know.
Well, they've already confirmed he won't be playing on Thursday.
Yeah, I saw that.
Which is so smart.
Yeah. A part of me really wishes he would have played because that would have been so comical.
He would have been booed out of the building. You want to talk about bad atmosphere? Man's probably would have just freaked out.
No, it would have been awful for him 100%. And I'm a terrible person for thinking the way, but it would have been so entertaining. It would have been really entertaining. Um, Back to the Brooklyn Nets though, like everybody else on their team, like they're not even playing like super bad. It's just their star players aren't available.
And you can't win games without a star player. You can't.
Yeah. Like Seth Curry's doing normal Seth Curry things, 15 points a game, 50% from three. It's normal Seth Curry things. Andre Drummond, normal Andre Drummond stuff, 10 and 10 off the bench. Um,
Remember when he was a 2020 machine?
remember when he was the Pistons' future?
And now, and now he gets booed in Detroit.
Another player who
I
gets
can't even
booed
say
in.
anything.
We could talk about another player on the Nets who gets booed in Detroit.
Blake Griffin.
Blake Griffin, terrible this season. Mans fell off a
So,
cliff.
so story time. Okay. Um, so last season or earlier this season, I can't remember which. I actually got to go to a Pistons game. Now we don't get to go to Pistons games very often due to work and money issues. We're 19 and 20 years old. Like
Yeah,
we broke.
yeah.
But I got to go to a Pistons game, and they were playing Philadelphia, and Drummond checked it.
Oh
Booze,
boy.
booze on top of booze, and I'm a bit of an instigator. I like
You
mess
booed?
with people. Oh, I booed, but he got to the free throw line, and he missed his first free throw.
Of course, typical Drummond stuff.
And the funniest heckle I've ever had. I don't know what possessed me to say this, but I go, "That's why you're on a minimum." The guys, everybody that was around me just stopped and started laughing. I was so pleased with how horrible of a person I was being.
Wow.
Especially since his minimum contract is more than I'll probably see in my lifetime.
Hey, we can always hope. We can hope.
Yeah.
Um,
As far as the Brooklyn Nets go, they just need to get it together. Like this is too well constructed of a team to be this bad.
yeah. They were definitely built for championship aspirations, and they're the 9th seed, fall like lower and lower in the seedings. Um, Kevin Durant's aging. Kyrie's starting to get up there. He's like 29 or 30 now or something. But like the world, or not the game of basketball is so much more fun when Kevin Durant's a part of it. And like, yeah, that Warriors run during
Yeah,
the
everybody hated
moment,
it. Looking
in
back,
the
that was
moment,
great basketball.
yeah, in the moment it was terrible, but that really was good basketball, and the world was so much better when and more fun to watch when Kevin Durant was playing.
I wish we could turn back time to when he was in OKC.
Should we turn back time to
Don't
the
start
good
singing on
old
the
days?
podcast. Don't start singing on the
Kyrie
podcast.
Irving tonight. Wow. Okay, Kyrie Irving just had 50 tonight as we speak. Speaking of the Nets, holy crap, that's a
15
good
for 19, 9 for 12 3-pointers.
that's a good live reaction to that. Holy, 9 3-pointers and 75%. He's the first player to do that with 50 points in a game in history. Wow, well, Kyrie just made history. Is that a
Nice.
is that a I don't even know.
Well,
Um
on that note, you want to go
y-
through give some quick grades? We'll just go 1 through 15.
yeah, we can go 1 through 15. Let's just do letter grades really quickly.
All right.
Let me bring the standings back up. Another little fun fact I saw about the Nets is that apparently Thiago Splitter is an assistant coach over there.
Cool.
Weird. Miami Heats.
A plus.
They A+, yeah. I didn't think they're gonna be nearly as good as they were this year, but they're the 1 seed. Philly.
A.
I was gonna say A-, but they're still an A. Milwaukee. They are
A.
getting a they're getting a A, yeah. They're just good teams, play good basketball. Chicago Bulls get an A+. Definitely exceeded expectations.
I think that at full strength, that Chicago team will be a problem. I'm gonna give them an A for now, but potentially will up to an A plus.
100%. Boston. At the start of the season, they were like a B minus, but
Dude, at the start of the season, they were like a friggin' D. They were
a
awful
D.
right
Yeah,
here.
I know they're the
Right
10
now,
seed
I'm
for a
gonna give
while.
them right now as a 5 seed. Right,
Yeah,
5 seed.
yeah,
I'll give them a B. A B.
yeah. I was gonna go B or B plus there with Boston. Cleveland Cavaliers, they are
A
getting
plus.
an A plus for me.
Exceeded expectations even by being a 6 seed.
Yeah, I mean
They
they're
were
contending for
slated
the
to
2,
be
3 seed for a while. 2, 3, 4 seed.
they were slated to be in the same tier as Detroit and uh Orlando.
Yeah, like bottom of the conference, but oh, they're an actual playoff team as of right now. Toronto Raptors, they are going to get a
B
B,
minus.
B minus.
I don't got much to say on Toronto. I just don't. I don't watch Raptors games.
Yeah, they're in kind of that weird buying phase where they
They
want to
need
win.
size. Pascal should not be your 5.
No, he should not be a center. That is one
But
thing I do not
Precious
like
the
about
two,
them.
yeah, just hasn't been good.
Mm-mm. Oh, the standings updated. Brooklyn moved up to the 8 seed and Charlotte down to the 9 seed after that game. So Brooklyn as the 8 seed, they still get like a C.
Yeah, C plus maybe.
It's still like we just said a couple minutes ago. This is a team with championship aspirations, and they're fighting for a play-in spot. 9 seed Charlotte Hornets. I'm giving them a B.
B minus.
Yeah, they're right where they need to be. Atlanta Hawks as the 10 seed. I'm going to give them a C plus. C.
C minus.
Yeah. Going from the conference finals
If
to a
they
10
drop,
seed.
yeah, if they drop any further, it my grade would drop with them at this point.
Yeah. If they were lower than if they weren't even in the plan, they would have gotten a D. Washington Wizards.
They're hard to judge because they were the 1 seed for a minute, and now they're.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, I was going to give them a C minus, but you just reminded me that they were the 1 seed.
They were the 1 seed at the start of the season. Now
I
they're
remember
like
that.
fighting for a play-in spot. I'm gonna give them like a
Yeah,
C minus, D plus.
I think I was gonna go C plus. I like the Porzingis move for them if they keep Bradley Beal. If not, it's just a
If
nothing move.
Porzingis plays,
Well, he is back. He is back.
Is he back full time though?
He might be on a minutes restriction. I don't know.
If he's on the every other game schedule like he was in Dallas, then
yeah. I'm gonna go C plus for the Wizards. I don't
B
know.
minus, D
Yeah.
plus.
Now the New York Knicks are gonna get a D for me. They're gonna get my D. Nope, I'm not gonna finish that.
Whoa!
Nope. I'm gonna give them a D plus rating. All right, clip that.
Right.
What's your Nick rating?
The New York Knicks are going to get the grade of D.
You said that very carefully.
I did say that very carefully.
The Indiana Pacers. I probably would have given them a D also, but the Tyrese trade that moves up to at least a C plus.
Dang, that's a big hop for Tyrese trade.
Tyrese is good. I like Tyrese Halliburton.
C minus. I think
C
they
minus.
need to commit to their rebuild.
Oh yeah, definitely. They're not in a terrible spot right now, I don't think. Detroit.
I'm gonna give Detroit a B minus. I think Detroit is where they need to be.
Yeah, I was gonna give them probably a B minus or a C plus. And Orlando, I'm going to give them a flat C.
C plus. I think they are on the same level as Detroit. I think Detroit's just a little bit more organized right now.
Yeah, that was my reasoning. They are around the same level as Detroit, but they haven't done nearly as well as just formulating their roster to be able to get their potential guys more PT.
Yeah,
they're too crowded. But that's the Eastern Conference. That is the Eastern Conference.
That's our grading for the Eastern Conference. So, you got anything else to add on?
Not really. Grizzlies moved up to the 2 seed, I think, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, they bumped the Warriors down.
Now I don't know. They actually might have moved back down to the 3 seed today. Nope, they are still the 2 seed. Okay. Yep. So I'm happy about that. Other than that, I don't really have
So
much else to talk about
I think
basketball
our
wise.
lowest grade from both conferences was the Lakers
Yeah, we
because
gave them
they
an
were the
F.
only team that got an F. And we're not going to talk any more about them because I'm tired of hearing about the Lakers and talking about the Lakers. So
If you want to hear us talk about the Lakers, you can go to last week's episode. Nothing changed. They're still bad.
Yeah.
I think that's it for this week's episode. We have something special planned for next week.
do we want to?
No, we could just wait to see what.
Oh,
I mean, if you want to, it's your idea more so your idea. So if you want to say it, you can go ahead and say it.
I'm not going to say exactly what's going on, but we are having our first guest for next week's episode.
Yes, we
So
are.
stay tuned for that. And yeah, that has been our Eastern Conference grading.
Let us know how well you think we graded.
Give us your thoughts, opinions, like, share, subscribe. Wow, that was cheesy. Okay.
Throughout like 5 minutes before this ends, you can go ahead and mute your sound for a couple minutes. You know, just to help you out a little bit.
I want a clip. I want that clip.
It's good. It's going to get clipped. If not by you, then I'm going to clip myself.
Well, you have to. You're the tech guy.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do that.
True.
All right, y'all. Well, that's all we got for this week.
All right.
Later.
See y'all next week.